SpaceX started up the big supporter rocket for its new Starship spacecraft Monday night, July 19, during a short first of its sort test for the organization's driven new dispatch framework. The transcending treated steel supporter, called Super Heavy, touched off 3 Raptor motors in a short static fire test on a cushion at SpaceX Starbase office in southern Texas, close to the town of Boca Chica. Supporter 3, as this especially Super Heavy is known, is the most recent in the progression of models for SpaceX's Starship program, which expects to foster a completely reusable dispatch framework for outings to the moon, Mars, and past. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk tweeted Monday night on Twitter when someone asked about some information of more tests with the rocket full duration firing of 3 Raptors on Super Heavy booster. He added more. Depending on progress of Booster 4, we try 9-engine firing on Booster number 3. Hi guys, here's your host with a new energetic and informative video about SpaceX and Elon Musk. This video will cover all the points about SpaceX's biggest monster, the Super Heavy, game-changing. So if you're interested in this revolutionary idea, stay with me till the end so that you will get the whole picture. One more thing, if you are going through this channel for the first time, do subscribe and also press the bell icon for the latest updates. In this way, whenever we will upload a new video, you will be notified about this. Okay, now back to our topic, which we have to explore in this video. First of all, discuss about 9-engine. If 9 engines seems as though a ton, that is now the sum SpaceX utilized on each Falcon 9 rocket's first stage. The organization's Falcon Heavy rocket, which comprises 3 sponsors and an upper stage, lights 27 motors together during takeoff. Starship Super Heavy promoter, in the meantime, is required to use more than 30 motors during dispatch. SpaceX's Super Heavy rocket is intended to be a reusable first-stage promoter to convey the organization's gigantic Starship space apparatus into space. It sends 230 feet tall and will ultimately convey a 165-foot Starship shuttle on top when SpaceX endeavors that vehicle's first orbital flight. In May, SpaceX effectively dispatched and handled a Starship vehicle during a rehearsal that received an elevation of 6.2 miles. The organization, he said, it planned to dispatch the primary orbital trip with Starship as ahead of schedule at this late spring forthcoming promoter test. Musk has said that the Booster 3 Super Heavy rocket probably will not fly in space, yet will rather be utilized for ground tests. Its replacement, Booster 4, would be quick to dispatch a Starship. That dry run would dispatch a Starship model from SpaceX's Starbase office in Texas to an objective zone close to the island of Kauai, Hawaii. While the Super Heavy supporters sprinkled down in the Gulf of Mexico, in the end, SpaceX desires to recuperate the 2 of its Super Heavy and Starship vehicles for later reflight, as it does consistently with its Falcon 9 boosters. There is a problem. NASA is offended by the SpaceX of Elon Musk. Question arises here: why? By Rafi Ledster. SpaceX has never flown an individual into space in its first spacecraft, the Crew Dragon, but already Musk is showing off his big, shiny Starship and NASA is bristling. SpaceX has never flown an individual into space in its Crew Dragon, its first group-skilled space apparatus in any case. Effectively, the organization is flaunting its a lot greater, a lot shinier cousin, the Starship, underlying Boca Chica, a waterfront town at the southeastern tip of Texas, as a feature of the arrangement to convey monster teams into profound space. Furthermore, NASA's director is seething. That is because even though the Crew Dragon, which consists of a container for conveying payload and group into space on top of Falcon 9 rocket, is still particularly underway, it's well delayed. Granted a NASA contract in 2014, SpaceX at first said it would convey a functional vehicle that space explorers could fly in by 2017. However, that hasn't occurred. As of March, SpaceX has finished one unscrewed mission to the International Space Station utilizing the Crew Dragon. It wanted to dispatch a maintained mission later in 2019. However, when a Crew Dragon case detonated during the minor testing in April, SpaceX and NASA put off the arranged first-run mission. The public erosion followed an occurrence only days sooner in which British Steen sabotaged a much ballyhooed Musk show of the finished Starship model with a basic tweet: "I am looking forward to the SpaceX announcement." In the meantime, the commercial crew is not on time. NASA expects to ascertain an equivalent level of enthusiasm focused on the investment of the American taxpayer. It's time to deliver. Now move on to the point of launching the giant spaceship. SpaceX is preparing to test its Goliath new rocket, interestingly. The principal genuine Super Heavy supporter was administered of its high straight to a platform Thursday, July 1st, at SpaceX's Starbase site in South Texas. The 230-foot tall Super Heavy is the principal phase of SpaceX's completely reusable Starship transportation framework, which the organization is creating to assist humankind with colonizing Mars, among different errands. The upper stage is 165-foot tall shuttle called Starship, a model of which aced a 6.2-mile-high experimental drill in May. This spaceship Super Heavy, known as Booster 3, won't fly, SpaceX author and CEO Elon Musk said through Twitter Thursday. It will go through ground tests expected to prepare for its replacement to dispatch on the main orbital dry run of the Starship framework, which could happen as right on time as this mid-year. That flight will dispatch from Starbase on the off chance that all works out as expected. Booster 4 will sprinkle down in the Gulf of Mexico around 20 miles of the South Texas coast. The Starship component, in the meantime, resolves its approach to the Earth's circle and in that of Kauai. Extra practice runs with other Super Heavy and Starship models will probably continue in moderately speedy progression. SpaceX will in general set goal-oriented achievements, and Musk has said the Starship could completely ready for action by 2023 if advancement and testing work out positively. The SpaceX designing group got the information it required from that dry run because the organization rejected designs to fly its next model, the SN-16, for advancing toward higher flights. Likewise, moving at the purported Starbase office close to Boca Chica, Texas, has zeroed in on developing capacities for an orbital dispatch endeavor of the Starship framework. During the most recent 2 months, SpaceX has developed a gigantic dispatch pinnacle to help a full pile of the Super Heavy supporter and the Starship upper stage. The organization has additionally assembled a few new enormous tanks as a component of the ground support hardware that powers the huge vehicles with fluid oxygen and methane. Brendan at Brendan Lewis, Starbase Production Diagram, 13th July 2021. At long last, SpaceX specialists and designers have been amassing the Super Heavy sponsors themselves, and the organization rolled Supporter 3 to the platform toward the start of July. This is the primary full-scale sponsor model to go through testing, and it has finished cryogenic pressing factor assessments of its gas tanks. This week, the organization added 3 RAPTOR rocket motors to Booster 3 and told region occupants it might lead a static fire trial of the vehicle on Thursday, July 15. The street conclusion plan shows a potential test window from early afternoon nearby time to 10 p.m. SpaceX author Elon Musk has said Booster 3 won't dispatch, yet on the off chance that all works out positively for its ground testing, the organization will continue with the dispatch of Booster 4. This rocket is as of now being worked at the organization's get-together office a couple of kilometers from the dispatch site in South Texas. While SpaceX is trying Booster 3 with the 3 RAPTOR motors, a completely orbital rendition of Super Heavy will have 33 of the methane-filled Raptors. In addition, SpaceX has been building Boat 20. SpaceX has deserted the SN classification for Starship models and presently calls them ships. This is the first of another age of Starship models with highlights that will permit them to rise into space and afterward get back to Earth. A large part of the Ship 20 rocket is, as of now, complete in a high inlet office in Boca Chica, Texas. The entirety of this work on rockets, the pinnacle, and ground frameworks is in anticipation of the test dispatch of Super Heavy and Starship later this mid-year. SpaceX needs to make this practice run, which will see the Starship vehicle travel almost the entire way around Earth before making a controlled re-emergence into the sea north of Kauai, as ahead of schedule as August. So here we come to the end. Again, I want to remind you, if you have not subscribed to the channel, then what are you waiting for? Go and do this, and also press the bell icon. Also let us know about your opinions by commenting on this video. See you in the next video with a similar topic. Till then, take care of yourself, and thanks for watching.